All right, people, welcome back. This is Trust the Process, the podcast. I have a very special guest, my boy, Adam J. Smith.
What it do?
Freestyle Fisherman. My dog. Give me a little Smith boys. For real, this is a great friend of mine. I love this guy. Super stoked you're here, dude.
I'm happy to be here.
You're here.
Hey,
Good
I'm
news
here.
and fun, too, right?
Yeah, lots of fun, lots of good news.
What have we been doing the last few days?
Hold on, I want to get back to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Dead serious. Podcast. How long is a long podcast?
So Adam was astounded when I told him that this podcast was going to be at least an hour.
Oof.
He's like, we're going to be over 30 minutes? And I was like, bro, we need to be hearing from you for like a 3 or 4 hour podcast, ideally, but we'll make it an hour.
For those that don't know, this is my first podcast.
Yeah, so welcome,
This is my
bro.
very first ever.
Well, this is going to be a money episode because you're a great guest. You have so much awesome just stuff going on in your life.
Thank you, bro.
No, for real. And I say that and I tell you all the time. That's I'm a fan of your stuff outside of being your friend. So, for anybody that doesn't know, Adam J has made the most insane impact, in my opinion, in the fishing and music realms. And, you shook some stuff up with your music,
We're doing some cool stuff. We're doing some really, really cool stuff. And like not a position that I thought I was going to fall into.
Yeah.
It was never really the plan. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess before we even get to the plan, tell the people who you are and what you do. Just for anybody that doesn't know.
All right. Well,
and for anything
for
intimate,
those.
feel free to talk to this camera. If you want to talk to the people, feel free to look at this one, or you can just talk to me.
All right, bet,
so if you want to talk to the people at any time, that's your camera right there.
That one.
This one.
Oh, so I don't even have to. Oh,
That's
is easy.
that's your
this
camera right
is
there, dude.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
So tell me, I don't even know who's Adam J.
Well, for those that are interested, I'm Adam J, the Freestyle Fisherman. I make fishing music content on social media. So I fish a lot. I tell people I'm really a fisherman that raps, not a rapper that fishes. So
I like that.
I'm on the water a lot, whether it's freshwater, saltwater, offshore, inshore. Center pin fishing, spinning fishing, conventional fishing, casting, jigging, deep dropping. I'm in it. I mean, I'm in it like a pair of underwear. I'm for real right now.
That's why I like you, because you're like me in a sense. Like we were discussing, being a jack of many trades.
Ooh.
Good save. And so, I think it's really cool that you don't limit yourself. If someone says they got a fish and you don't know how to catch it, you're going to find the rod you need. You're going to find the equipment you need. You're going to go get that fish. You're not going to be like, I don't do that kind of fishing.
Right, because that's what it is, right? Like, even speaking from a surf standpoint, right? Like, you want to find bigger and badder and longer and wicked and gnarlier waves, right? So I started out with the little fish. The 2-foot swells or whatever.
How long you been fishing?
On my boogie board.
So I guess we got to differentiate the two journeys you have here, which is fishing. And by the way, when I do tell people about Adam J, what do I say? I'm like, well, first of all, this man's not real. He's a fictional character. Imagine just like a guy that truly should just pop off of a cartoon character page, right? And he's an amazing artist. He does the craziest bars, but I put this fat but. He's a gangster fisherman.
Yeah, I do some wild stuff.
But dude, seriously.
But I love it though, right? That's why. I love it. I would do it if there was not a camera pointed at me, if nobody knew about it.
I attest to that because the first time I met you, do you remember?
I remember you having to pick your camera up a lot without me saying anything at all.
I was ready for the heat, so I guess let's go into that. It's a great bridge right here. So me meeting you was really funny because constantly on this podcast, you're going to hear about these pivotal moments in my life, and one of them was the separation of me and my ex, and it was a big shift in my life. Yeah. And I messaged you, and I was actually wrong. I told the story recently. It was when I saw you in Texas a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So I went and told someone the story, and I looked it up. I messaged you like July of 2017. Ooh. July or August, right? And I just said, yo, what up? You got dope stuff. I saw this video. You were dropping like bait with a drone or something. Like you were out at Sebastian Inlet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was at Sebastian dropping a jack.
I'm tripping. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I'll work for free if it's with you. So, you're like, yo, we'll link. I'm actually in Texas. Yeah. November comes around, and my then fiance and I separate. I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. Like I quit working.
Yeah, you were going through it.
was gnarly, dude. And it was like, it was scary gnarly. I didn't care. I didn't want to create. My mom had come back home to live with me temporarily to help me get back on my feet. And I just didn't want to work. My business was not suffering at first, but then it started to.
Yeah.
And then I saw your stuff again. And you can go look this up. I'll put this in here as a screenshot. You can see where I messaged you and I said something like, yo, dude, I'm just going through it.
Yeah.
I just need something to feel alive. I just want to do some cool shit.
Yeah.
Can we? And you, dude, you called me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you picked the phone up and
Yeah.
called me.
Yeah, it was immediately. Yeah. Well, actually, back it up. Because I remember your first message, too. Your first message was, I get a lot of messages of those. Man, I like your stuff. Very cool. It was just and I was like, cool, thank you. I didn't even go and look at your page or what you had going on because I get a lot of messages like that. And then that next message you hit me with was on some deep, real stuff. Like, yo, man, it was on some inspiring stuff. You're like, I'm trying to do this, and I'm having difficulties with what's going on, and you inspire me, and would love to work with you. And like, I felt like there was something more than just somebody looking
to link up
just for gain on whether it's a fame level or financial level or even connection with other people. I felt like it was a deal. So I went and checked you out. I'm like, man, let me go check this dude out. And like, your stuff blew me away. Like, not just your shots, but the way, man, the images that you portray in your creativity, because I see a lot of cool shots, but they don't go with what I'm doing. I'm wild, I'm out there, I'm different. And that's what I see when I was looking at your content. I was like, yo, bro, this dude is hitting it from a different angle than any of the other stuff I'm seeing. Like, it's like some freestyle videography right here, bro. And I had to hit you and was like, and real quick again, it still trips me out to this day. The props that you give me, bro, and like that, like it's, man, oh yo, bro, I tell people I feel like I'm not that big of a deal, right? And definitely, man, when I'm working with you, man, it is such a blessing, bro, to have somebody so incredibly talented like you are to believe in what I have going on, and. Man, just that was deep, bro. That was deep, bro. You hit me up. You're an unpolished penny. You don't understand, bro. You shining, bro, but you don't realize it. You'll figure it out one day.
That same stuff to you, though, man. You have a wild journey that's not just big fish and having fun and doing fun stuff. I know that you come from the mud, and so I feel like me and you connect, and you appreciate, and you were just like ready to help me. And support me as an artist and be just like a friend to me.
You quit. You ever quit, bro? You ever quit?
So
put these hands on you, man.
You hear me when I talk about your tracks. You sent me one the other day. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say the title of it, but the second track, not the one we just filmed.
Oh yeah, the
new. So like, he sends me this track, and like, dude, when I tell you, I want to like grab you and shake you and be like, listen, I played it so loud, like, it's so good. And ditto, bro, like, it's an honor to me to be able to have that opportunity to work with you, to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just because as a fan and a creative, I look up to you in so many ways. Yeah. And, bro, you literally took me to college last night on social media. And I have been doing this game for, 10 years, 11 years. And I've done great things, but I feel like there's things I could do better, like we all could, right? And just like social media, man, it's one of those things that it's hard for me to collect. And last night, dude, you spent so much time really helping me clear my vision. And bro, I woke up this morning like, I'm telling you, dog, you created like a monster. Yeah. And that's just such a blessing, bro, because what I always call people that are like this is a Jedi. This is a Jedi sitting in front of me. And what I mean by that is the first time I ever said it, shout out to my boy, Kadeem Cobham. He is an incredible photographer. Yeah. And same thing, he started from the mud. Now remember, he'll tell you, he's at my wedding, he gave a speech. The first time we linked up, he had known who I was. We were at an event, and his batteries died, and he had nothing. And he knew I shot Nikon. So he came and said, yo, you got a Nikon charger? I was like, I got you, bro. And it was like a year later we linked. Yeah. And then we became like best friends. And when I say like one of the best, I'm talking at the caliber we're talking about.
Yeah.
He's up in New York City. He's on the Rolling Loud like staff team doing some of the biggest hip hop artists in the world now, right? and we used to sit on my back porch and just talk. And I
Yeah.
call him a Jedi. There's something special about that, right?
Yeah.
Being able to tap in, not just as a human, but as a creative and have these really deep, structured, but almost not structured conversations, right?
Yeah.
Like what we do all the time,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
When you go and do what you do for 10 years, or what I do for 10 years, you see a lot
Yeah.
and you have so much value. So the point here is when I get to sit with someone or someone gets to sit with me, that 10, 20, 30 years of experience being
Yeah.
poured into me for 4 hours,
Yeah.
bro, it's like I just went and got a 6-month training program
Come on.
in 4 hours.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important to share this stuff. If we're blessed,
Yeah.
you need to be blessing other people and giving them that information. And then you also got to be humble and ready to just sit down and absorb it too.
Yeah. And and bro, it's like when we get together, it equates to working out in the gym, man. Like when you got
Yeah.
somebody pumping you up, bro, to get that next rep that's as passionate as you are, bro, you about to
You're gonna
give it
get it.
all. Yeah,
You're gonna
you're
get
gonna
it.
vomit, bro. You're gonna be head between your knees vomiting, bro.
You're gonna get
And
it.
that's what we do. You're so passionate about what we do. I'm so passionate about what I do, right? We get together and we feed off that fuel, bro. You know what I
Feeding
mean?
is
Like,
what I would consider
yes.
it at the most. It's
100%,
It's this
bro.
pack mentality
Yeah.
where you get going, then I get going.
Because we're from two different worlds. If you're like this dude's like surfer video dude, and I'm fishing rapper dude. You know what I mean? But we connect on a level that is beyond just a business relationship for gain,
100%.
because it's passion there, right? It's so much more that like I said, none of y'all have to see this. And me and this dude would still be getting grimy.
100%.
You know what I mean? We would
100%.
like I could see us if we had known each other younger, bro. Like if we'd have been 13,
Oh,
14 years old,
gosh,
I'm writing
dude.
my poetry, bro, and you're doing your GoPro stuff. Hey, we'd have been getting it then, you know what I mean? With nobody to watch it but our parents, uncles, and cousins.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know what's crazy, man? You're not just where you are. People see where you are. They scroll on their Facebook. They find you like, yo, there's this dude. And this stuff's dope. But for me, seeing where you came from, and I don't know how deep you dive or want to dive, but we all have gone through some crazy stuff. And for me, people are like, wow, man, he's got this big thing. He's working with ESPN. He's working with Adam J. He's working, man, and look at just, man, what they're doing, right?
yeah.
Then I tell people that I lived in my car and I had drug issues and I had self-infliction issues and I was depressed and I went through all these things. I feel like it gives people an even bigger understanding. I'm not going from
Oh, yeah.
0 to here.
Yeah.
I'm going from below
Yeah.
0. I'm
Yeah.
going from the negatives.
Yeah, we talked about that on the phone a couple weeks ago, yeah.
And it's so important for people to understand that these beautiful blessings are so tangible to anyone,
Yeah.
not just for us and not just because we started at ground zero.
Yeah.
I know many people who were literally at the furthest of capability. They had the odds stacked against them more than the average person.
Yeah.
And then you can go see what they do. So yeah, man, I feel like even talking like you do, the transparency that you put out there sometimes about what you're going through with your
Yeah.
personal life, you know, how do you tie that in with your work, and how do you share that with your people? That's a lot of lines, you know, because your life is pretty involved with your audience.
Yeah.
So how do you choose to share all that with them?
So, you know, I share. I don't know. It's actually difficult for me to share with people. It is difficult for me to share with people very close to me. A lot of the deeper stuff. Man, hey, we're getting deep like the ocean right now.
And you can stay vague, but what I'd
It's
like
not
to
even vague. It's like so like. I used to have this saying when I was in my early 20s. After I got through a lot of stuff in my younger years, I told myself, I was like, you keep your trash in your yard, right? Your neighbor doesn't want you to take your trash can and dump it over in his front yard. And so I hardened my shell when I was in my early 20s to where, like, you know what, man, I'm going to keep what I'm going through and my negative stuff and whatever downfalls I have and, roadblocks. I'm going to hold that to myself because everybody else has got their own trash going on, so I'm not going to bring myself into their yard. But I have come to a realization as I am older that what you're saying is so true, bro. The struggle is so important to share with other people because if you don't share the struggle, everybody thinks you just got it made, bro.
And
Oh,
it's not a real
if
life.
you're nothing but smiles and diamonds and popping bottles and everything is just great, it is so hard to connect with people when you tell them, yo, give it your all. You can make it. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is another day. It's hard for you to, well, of course it's easier for tomorrow for you because you got the smiles, everything good for you. When you share that struggle, people can make that deeper connection with you where they're like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, you've been through some things. You're going through some things, yet you're still grinding, you're still working to improve, you're still going after it, even with all the odds stacked against you. That, like I said, and I'm trying, I've tried to get better with that in my older years of sharing. Like I get a lot of comments on my page from fans that say, "Man, you don't make music anymore. I don't see you putting out no videos, man. Put out another video, put out another video." And I had to start telling people like, guys, I would love to make music and drop a new video every single week, but it is a full-time job to run my page, to edit my videos, to write my songs, to record my songs, to record the music videos, to run side charters, to do brand deal sponsorship,
people-
advertisement videos. Yo, we're one-man team over here.
People
and
don't
I had
know.
and people didn't know that because I've looked at creators and like, yo, that dude got a team. You know what I mean? No way he's doing all that himself. And then you've got the people that share with you that are letting you know, yo, this is me. You know, and it's just, it brings that deeper level of understanding from people that, that you know, like, man, it's a connection. It's a connection that you create being honest and real. That's what it is, bro.
Well, you've got one of the best audiences I've ever seen, and I always encourage people whether they just should be a follower of Adam J. And then I always, you have no idea how many meetings you come up in that have nothing to do with you because I use you as an analytical presentation of example.
Yeah.
I bring you up, I bring up Bing Gravy. I don't know. I got like 3 or 4 people that'll show and be like, yo, look at how this works for these guys.
Yeah.
Look how organic and involved these people are. You could have a roadmap. You could go write someone a blueprint, and they're not going to be able to be another Adam J. They could do something that is similar. They could find some patterns, but you're one of one. You know what I mean? You've made this crazy blend, right? How does it even come to be? And the reality is it's your wins and your losses. You've had a lot of struggles. You've completely transformed your entire life, and I've done the same. And it's through all those daily grinds, bro. It's not like this light switch moment. And people want this advice that's like, okay, bro, how do I get there?
Yeah.
And what's really ironic is look at how we linked up, bro. You were just out doing your thing, and I was out just doing my thing. And then I just took a shot. I just hit you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was funny because, like, I've got a new concept for a series, and I look at Adam yesterday. I'm like, yeah, man, you know, I want to put some Florida people on here. He's like, we need to get the biggest Florida people, biggest influencers on this project. And I was like, he's like, who would it be? And I was like, Tarzan, like that guy, the real Tarzan. I was like, but he's too big.
Shout out Tarzan. I love my
shout out
boy.
Tarzan,
He's a
bro.
beast.
Yeah,
He's a beast. If you're a beast, Tarzan, come mess with the beast.
Well, what does Adam say? He's like, what do you mean he's too big? He's like, get at this dude. And you were right. It's like, bro, like I've messaged Tech9 and had him message me back.
Yeah, there's no telling.
There's no reason not to.
There's no telling. Especially if you have something. Like I said, here's a real thing about following your dreams, right? Let's be real. With
That's
people.
what this is about.
If you're 3'6", bro, don't try to be a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. You may really love basketball. You may love it with all your heart, but let's be genuine about something that you know what I mean? Like you got to differentiate what you love and what you love and are willing to be passionate about, to be good at, and have the skills to be good at such. At such that you're speaking.
Like I'm willing to change stuff up and adapt.
I'm bad at gardening, bro. I kill every plant I touch. As bad as it is, I would love to grow plants, bro, but I can't grow plants, bro. It's just not gonna. It just don't click up here. But like when it comes to fishing, man, I connect with fish, bro. I don't know what, I think like a fish. Like, what would I do if I was a fish in said conditions? Where would I go? And that goes from deep-seated stuff of me being young and watching Discovery Channel hard. And so like getting to know fish on a level where like I was really interested in fish outside of just catching them. So just the fishing was very natural to me.
For sure.
And the same thing with the music. I didn't do anything to become a good rapper, to become a good writer. I can't take credit for any of that. I was blessed with that. Like God just gave me that, bro. Like I I didn't. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it, man.
No, I
Just
feel
words
you.
come together in my
So
head in a way that I can't
it's the same thing with
explain,
my
and I can't
videos.
take credit for it.
Everything I do, I tell you yesterday was like is pretty. I would almost say inherently wrong by filmmaking standards. Maybe
Yeah,
less so nowadays because we've gotten so polished. But especially the first 8 years of growing my company, everything was upside down. I didn't
yeah,
have the right equipment. I wasn't doing the right things, but it didn't matter because I had the vision. I
right,
had this. I don't want to say voice in my head. I don't want someone to call call the
right,
therapist, but I can hear music and see videos.
right.
So to this day, I drive down the road and I'll hear music and I'll have no interest in creating a vision and I start seeing something based on what I'm feeling through the music.
Yeah,
That is a God given gift. That is something that I didn't go looking for, right?
yeah.
My choice to build upon that
Come
and
on,
spend dozens of days and weeks studying on YouTube
come
and
on,
absorbing new information,
come on.
that's the next step.
Yeah,
So you having that God given gift
yeah,
to feel connected in nature and fish and
yeah,
want to go chase these
yeah,
fish and dude, let's be honest, bro.
yeah,
Everybody can have the right equipment and go to the right place and stuff, right?
yeah.
But do you believe that there's certain people in all genres that just have this thing in them that just sets off their arena? I don't want to say the goats. I don't want to classify
Yeah,
that. But let me put it this way. When Kelly Slater paddles out, forget his age and everything
yeah,
else.
yeah,
The ocean does weird shit.
yeah.
I'm
You're right,
telling
right,
you,
right. No, real deal, Holyfield.
when
Yeah,
I'm with you,
yeah,
the ocean does
yeah.
some funky
Oh, it's
shit, man.
magical. Yeah,
And I've seen it multiple times.
yeah.
So the ocean is my church. The first project we do, which by the way is just such an incredible project. I love it.
Phew.
I
Most
love it.
loved, the most loved
I pull up
of
to
every
meet
project
you.
I've
I've
done.
never met you. We've been trying to link up. So we had been talking on Facebook. And
Yeah,
then you're like, yo, I got this in, Louisiana. I couldn't make it. You're like, oh, I got this in the Panhandle. I couldn't make it. And then finally you're like, yo, and it was
yeah,
short notice. It was like, yo,
yeah,
in like 4 days, I'm going to West Palm. I
yeah,
was like, man, that's like right there. I was like, I could move some stuff around. So I come down alone, bring the gear, pull up, and like I testify to you being you the way people see you on TV or social media.
yeah.
My boy, if anything, social media is a trimmed down version of you because you don't turn off.
Yeah.
We shoot this video. We just met and we get at it. We're killing it. You know what I mean? We're getting freaking all kinds of amazing fish. We're getting mahi. We're getting sailfish. We're getting just beautiful B-roll. Everything's coming
Big
together,
bull
right? Just
sharks,
everything's coming together, right?
everything.
Oh, the big bull shark.
Yeah, big
And
bull
then we
sharks.
come in,
Yeah.
and it was the first day I remember we come in, and I'm so tired, dude. The ocean gets you. And shout out to you too, by the way. He made me get on a bull shark. He's like, nah, we have
Yeah, I had
plenty
to
of
put him on a
footage.
fish.
You grabbed this rod, and you didn't even tell me you were doing it. You just handed me a
I
rod.
had to put him on one.
So we come in, and like literally, dude, you didn't do anything. You came in, you dropped your stuff, you stayed in your clothes, you grabbed a different rod, you went out back. You're like, yo, I'm gonna try to catch a big nurse shark tonight. And you sat out there, and I don't even think you caught anything the first night.
No,
And then
no,
we went and
busted a giant nurse shark that night.
was it that night or
Yeah,
no?
that
It was the
night.
night I left.
Yeah, I didn't fish. Yeah, I didn't fish that first night. That first
Oh,
night
then the
we
first night
chilled.
you didn't.
The,
Okay,
the
it was the second
when
night.
we were more gassed.
Yeah, even
when we
more
had gone
tired.
through 2 or 3 full days of shooting,
dude.
and like we were hurting.
Yo, and can I talk
Hurting.
about what you did on the boat to get the fish?
Which one?
Just I'm gonna do
Which
it.
fish?
I'm gonna do it anyways. We're sitting on the boat, and we're not catching any fish. And on this particular day on the boat, there wasn't necessarily the best of vibes. And my boy Adam is just really echoing how we need to put a good word up
I remember the vibe.
to the man above. So seriously though,
Yeah.
he's like, yo, I'm telling you, if we just put a prayer up,
Come on,
we're gonna get these fish.
come on, bro.
And it's funny because I'm sitting there and I'm not downing Adam, but my faith at the time was just, I don't want to say starting to grow, but in a growing phase.
Yeah,
I had been around CJ Hobgood a lot and starting to be around you.
yeah,
And you guys have been huge mentors in my life as
Yeah.
like just men of Christ. So being around you, I'm like, okay, is this man for real? Like, is he going to tell this dude he wants to put a prayer up to get the fish? Because I get it.
real talk.
But are we going to like stop the operation? Because,
Yeah.
okay, we are. All right. And I'm watching you. Engine gets turned off. Almost a little bit of frustration in the engine getting turned off. And then it's
vibes.
like quiet. It's just ocean. And here comes Adam J. And here's what I love about Adam, and I tell people everything. You need to find people that stick to you, that make you feel good. The way that you put the word up is my favorite flavor of praising Christ ever.
Hey.
Big man, Lord above. The amount of grace and gratitude we have on you on this beautiful day is beyond me. But we need them fish, and I know you're the man.
Come on.
And I know you're going to bring me them fish because I'm sitting here ready for you, Lord. We're ready. We love you, and we're going to get it because it's a beautiful day, and we're here to serve you, and we're going to land these fish.
I don't know.
So let's do it. And when I tell you, we had was that the sailfish day, dude? Was that the quad day?
That was the quad day.
We had a quad sailfish.
Day.
There was so many sailfish hooked up on this boat, 4 corners.
Yeah,
we had
northwest, east, and south. We had a quad on.
So we had
running
kites
in every
hitting
direction.
all these guys are begging me to reel instead of film because there's so many fish.
Because we didn't have enough hands on the boat.
And I'm tripping because
we needed to land these sailfish.
It was never and it was never discussed. Like after that, like on the boat, the boat just got really happy.
Yeah,
it was never discussed.
And it was a wicked battle. I don't know if you remember, but we had like these fish, all 4 hooked up. They all ran separate directions. One ran north, one ran south, one ran east, one ran west. So we had to play the boat on each person's reel line capacity. Like we're going to chase the fish on the north, and the guy on the south is like, yo, I'm running out of line, stop. And we had to turn around and run back and chase the fish on the south. Guy on the east is like, yo, I'm getting burned down over here. Got to go chase to the east. Yep. So we caught all 4. We landed all 4 sails on a gnarly battle, and we had to get help because we didn't have enough men on the boat to handle 4 rods going off.
So crazy
at one time.
And I love that story.
That was live
because that's one of our best.
That was live. And what's crazy is that team that we were fishing with was like the sailfish champions for like 2 years running or something like that. The year we showed up, and they had never landed a quad. So you're talking about guys that's all they do is sailfish, and they had never done a quad like that.
And then right after you put that up, I'm just saying.
That's beast mode, bro. No, those are miracles, bro.
It was a miracle. And we were heavily blessed that day.
God creates miracles, man.
Absolutely.
And that's just what it is.
What
I can't take credit for them, yeah.
Nah, it was amazing. So, yeah, the blessings that come from these things, I think, are crazier than what we're actually doing.
Miracles.
So, let's talk trip number 2.
Miracles. Woo!
Adam J.
That's like a testimony right there, baby.
No, you're right.
Testimony.
Dude, these are little testimonies. I like this, bro. Little testimony series.
Yeah.
Yo, so moving on to the next trip. Actually, and before I do this, is he framed up in there, right? Yeah, he's doing. Cool. Let's do what we just did again. Let's start all the way over again. So
sure.
So you were like talking about what was it? What was that? The blessings.
Oh, yeah. We did that last one with the miracles and the blessings, and just blessings and miracles, kicking off blessings.
And that was only one of the times this has happened.
Blessings.
So you call me, and it got me excited because you're like, yo, I got this project. I got this song. You always do this. You're like, hey, I got a song for you. And I swear to you, dude, you make me feel like the coolest guy alive. Like, I feel like I'm Dre. Wait, nah, he's too cool. I feel like I'm like young Eminem and you're Dre, and you're calling me and you got like a new beat. And you want me to hear it.
Yeah.
I get so excited. So you're
I
like,
like to share them yourself with you first.
You're like, I got a new song.
I feel like it fires you up, you know what I mean? Your creativity button. You're just like,
dude,
bing, hold up, bro.
It starts spinning immediately.
Yeah.
So you're like, I got a track. It's called
I want to give you first dibs.
It's called King Kong. So he sends it to me, and I'm like, okay. Because to tell you the truth, I don't know if I've ever told you this. When you sent me The Ocean is my Church, before I listened to the song and I just kind of played it, my initial response was like, dang. I was like, I wanted a hype one. I'm so used to watching these videos on your channel where you got all these like Lil Wayne remix beats and you're just slamming freaking Gar and freaking dinosaurs. And I was like, dang, we're going to have to do a slow one. And then I listened to the song the whole way to West Palm. And I got this vision, and then we shot that masterpiece. If you haven't seen The Ocean is My Church, go watch it. I'll put it in the description. It's a great video.
Great one.
So visually and fishing and environment, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Let's flip that upside down. Let's go to Gloucester, Massachusetts. And shoot King Kong with Dave Marciano.
Wicked Tuna.
And the Wicked Tuna crew.
Yeah.
Which boat were we on? Oh, man.
Not the hard merch.
No, we weren't on hard merch. I can't remember what the other one's called.
Gosh, you
I can't
you asked me,
remember.
I can't
Yeah, it was
remember.
so cool though because I felt like I was on the set
I'm
of
gonna
a.
think
I
about
felt
it.
like I was on the set of a TV show
Yeah.
while we were there. Like I arrive, it's like 3 in the morning. I flew into Gloucester, I flew into Boston. I drove to Gloucester in a rental car, and then you let me in. You're in this little freaking Airbnb, and you're like, "Yo, we're getting up really early, like 4:30." And you
Yeah,
didn't tell
mega
me
early.
that there was like a nor'easter coming.
Big storm.
Big nor'easter.
A
And you didn't want to
massive
like
storm.
even worry me with it because we just flew me in to
Yeah.
get this thing
It was
done.
the Falcon that was the boat.
Ah, the Falcon.
The Falcon.
So you didn't even want to worry me.
No, because I wasn't worried.
Yeah, I know you're never worried.
'Cause I wasn't worried.
Because literally, dude, you are the most faith-driven. Like
I
you,
wasn't
like
worried.
literally, dude. You're just like, we good.
Yeah.
So I go to sleep. We wake up. I got like no sleep, and it's dark. We go down to the marina. We pull in. I remember shooting these first scenes. It's freezing cold. What was this like? December, January?
Yeah, it was pretty cold.
And it's freezing
I don't remember
cold. I've
when.
got all
Maybe
my
October.
snow stuff on. It was October. That's
Yeah,
what it
because of
was.
Halloween stuff
Halloween.
in Salem town.
Yep. So yeah, it's pitch black. I'm filming you loading your stuff up on the boat. We meet Dave and the crew, and it's got this like musty like interior room where like a billion cigarettes have been smoked. But it's
For
cool
real.
because it's got culture and just this texture to it, bro. And like
Got
again,
history.
I felt like I was.
Yeah.
You know where I felt like for real? I felt like I was like on the boat from The Perfect Storm. Like, you
Oh,
know what I
come on.
mean?
Come
Like,
on.
come on. Dude, and it made me a little bit nervous because I've watched that movie.
on.
And dude, the seas are mean and scary, and the skies are
Yeah.
gray. It's a
Let me-
spooky
let-
sea up there.
Let me touch on that storm too. Is that night, Dave is texting me, telling me, "Yo, we're not going to be able to do this because the northeastern that's coming, it's 100-mile-per-hour winds. This is not just a big storm with 30-mile-per-hour winds. This was like a hurricane. This was the real deal Holyfield." And he's saying it's going to be here at like 6 o'clock in the morning. No, he was saying 6. We were supposed to meet him at 4:30. And he said the storm was going to be there at 6. So he's like, dude, there's no way we're going to be able to do it. And I'm like, Dave, don't worry about it, bro. The storm's going to get pushed off. We got this. And he's like, dude, we're not. And I'm like, dude, just call me at 4:30 in the morning. We'll be good. So, and I'm leaning heavily on faith saying the storm is not going to come in at 6 a.m. 4:30, I call him. And he's like, yo, the storm's not coming in until like 9. We could probably run out for like an hour or two and see what we can do.
Yep.
And then we'll have to head back in before the storm shows up. And I'm like, oh, bro, no problem. Easy money. We're going to go out there and smash a big tuna in an hour or two.
Yo,
Knowing that if you speak to anybody in that tuna fishery,
that's crazy.
that's crazy. You go out there and you could go 4 or 5 times, once a year, 4 years in a row, and never see a bluefin tuna.
Nope.
They're not like that. They're not like mullet everywhere. They're, these numbers are thin, but I'm like, bro, they there. We're going to get one in this hour. Don't worry about it. We good.
I
And
don't
everybody
know-
thought I was crazy.
I don't know
actually.
what it
Everyone.
was that made you think we could pull this off. Because the crazy thing about that project is it's a bluefin tuna. Like you said, we're not going from mahi where we can just BS this video and get a whole bunch of them, hit a little school
Yeah,
and
ain't
get a
like
bunch of
that.
footage. It's not like we can just shift gears and go over to the other side of the Keys and go get some other fish. So
on,
we
no.
are in a situation where we're either going to get this fish
We get one shot.
or we're going to bust this project.
Yeah, we get one shot.
And honestly, dude, other than doing like a rap video without fishing, I don't know what we would have done. So
Yeah,
I
no, it would've
remember
been wasted.
going out. We leave the marina, and it's covered for a little bit. And we're just cruising. We're standing outside. It's pitch black. You can see the little Salem town lights and stuff. And,
Dope setting.
and dude, we break the lighthouse,
Yeah.
and it
Magical.
got real, dude.
Magical.
And so we're riding. It's still dark, and I've got these shots of Adam where he's like pulling the nets together and stuff, and you've got your hood up, and there's the mist is flying over you from the freaking boat with all the waves out there. And it's a big boat, so it eats it great.
Oh, yeah.
They've been through hell and back.
Oh,
So we were good, but man, like it's dark. I've never been on the sea like this. Like I'm slightly uncomfortable.
Hey.
And
I was feeling good, ladies and gentlemen.
well, you were fired
I
up,
was
dog.
sweating and I was smiling.
But to be fair, when I've got a camera, that's my anxiety
Yeah.
focus. Because like it's what's funny is
You're not the only one. Just know, everyone that doesn't have the boating experience that certain people have. Everyone, bro. My first time before I got it. Yeah, my first time out there and the sea was getting growing. I'm like, "Man, we about to sink to the bottom of the ocean looking for
Yo.
snapper. What are y'all talking
It's
about?"
because you don't know the
You don't know.
limitations of these boats or anything.
Yeah, you have no idea. Yeah,
So
and it's gnarly. It just looks gnarly.
quick side bop. Do you remember in West Palm shooting the oceans, my church, and it's like 5 to 6 foot?
Well,
and
we're coming through the
boat,
inlet.
and we were coming through the inlet, and the freaking water came over.
Waves are coming over the bow.
My
Yeah.
Pelican case,
Beanbags
thank
are
God it was
floating?
closed. My camera case is floating in the boat, and I've got this look on my face like, where's the, where's
don't
the,
look like-
why are we not alerted?
So I had,
And I literally looked at him, I'm like, yo, are we all right? And mind you, watch, this is so funny. I don't know if you remember this, dude. There was like 20 minutes where there's rollers peeking on a little sandbar just past us, but then they'd hit deep water and they wouldn't break.
Yeah.
And I'm watching these things, and I was certain this thing was going to A-frame on the boat. And I'd literally be sitting, and then I'd stand up real quick and look at it, and then like sit down and like hope none of you guys saw me do that. But I was tripping. So anyways, back
that day was more sketchy to me. That day was more sketchy than the Marciano.
It was
Because
easier
those
to
were
sink
big
a-
ones.
it was easy to sink a
Those
boat
were big
that
ones,
day.
bro. Those were, and no, that was like, those were like 12 to 13 foot waves in the inlet. It was 5 or 6s out there, but
Where
they
we
were
were,
like
yeah.
coming out of the inlet because that boat was 42 foot.
Yeah.
And it was eating waves over the bow, and like 3 foot of the top of the wave was coming over the bow. They were gnarly big waves.
Dude, and so that was
Big ones.
that was first trip, and then now Gloucester's the second time I'm uncomfortable, but it's like mostly because it's this big, dark, crazy sea I've never been in.
Yeah.
So the sun comes up, and it's like this beautiful bombing sunrise. I'm getting so stoked, bro. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
we're gonna do this. We're gonna land a monster.
Yeah.
So I'm patient. I've done a good amount of fishing now. I used to say I don't know anything, but I've actually put my time in now with a few people. So I was like, all right, we're gonna ride this out. So we do, and then nothing's happening, and then you hook a fish.
We hooked one,
And I
yeah.
get so fired up. I'm like, oh my god, we're
Oh
gonna
my
do this. And
gosh.
I knew
And
it
it was
was
a tuna,
long,
ladies and gentlemen.
It
We
was a
hooked
tuna.
we
He hooked a
a
tuna,
We hooked
and
a
I knew
tuna.
it was a long fight or long fight.
Yeah.
But I
It was
didn't-
going to be
I
until we
didn't know how
lost
long.
it.
When I tell you, I wanted to throw up, bro.
Yeah,
Because
that
I was
hurt.
like, that was my dude. I was like, that's the trip. I was like, that's the trip. I was like, hooking 1,
Yeah.
no way. Hooking 2,
Yeah. How was your boy feeling though?
I
How was
don't
your
know.
boy
I know.
feeling?
How were you feeling?
Remember, I told him we're gonna get it.
Okay.
Because Dave because when we lost it, Dave was like, "Oh man, we hook one, heck yeah!" He was all excited. He was like, "Man, we hook one. I know we didn't get landed, but at least we hook one, you know." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was cool, bro. But we're still gonna land one." And he's
That
like,
ain't it.
and Dave's like, looking at me like, "Who do you think you are, bro?" Like he didn't say that, but that was the look he gave me. Like, "Who the f do you think you are?"
Yeah, for sure.
And he was like, no, man, it's good that we hooked that one, you know. Most people come out here. That was when he told me. So I've had guys come out here 3-4 years in a row and not even see one. He's like, so the fact that you hook one, mission accomplished. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but we're still going to land one.
we gotta land this fish.
We're still going to catch one. And like, they were like, whatever, dude. And like, dude, I was still leaning like, yo, we're going to catch one.
Yeah.
We're going to land one. God's got me, bro. He didn't push this storm off for nothing. And you know, by then, back it up.
What time
by
is it
then,
now?
it's 9 o'clock,
I was
10
about to say.
o'clock.
And
The
it's still
storm's supposed to be here. And the storm had gotten pushed off till like 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yep.
It was still pushing the storm.
Wait, so we had more time.
Hand to God, baby.
So what was it?
Just hold on.
It was a grip. What would you say, like 2 hours
Until we
between
got another
fish?
Yeah, it was a while.
We were like, I would say we had what 45 more minutes until we were probably gonna pull it. Because remember, it started getting
Yeah, it was
windy.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you,
no,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
hooked
Dave,
that fish,
yeah, Dave was
dude.
talking about this better happen soon, or we're gonna have to.
Because we had to
Go.
It was getting close.
Yeah, 'cause
so
it was coming.
You hooked this fish.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I know they had the gnarly
Oh, I'm so
holsters. I
happy.
don't think you started with it though, did you?
Yes. The first one I kept him in the rod holder.
Yeah.
And then the second one was like, nah, bro, I want to spike the next one stand up. So
Straight.
we hooked it and then got it out, put it in the belt and harness, and I stood up with that fish for
45 more. I don't even know.
no, it was like an hour and 27 minutes, bro. It was a long fight.
You know what's crazy?
It was a really long
It felt
fight.
like long,
It didn't,
but when I have adrenaline, it doesn't feel like
it
that
didn't
long.
feel like that long. I mean, to me it did, because I was
You-
ready to tap at the 20-minute mark. I
You
was
were
dead.
getting worked, bro. I've
I
never
was
seen
dead.
you work so hard. But dude, you get this fish up. What do we know what they said that
Dave said it's about 350 pounds.
bruh. So I tell people the story and they can't believe it. Like, and I
That was a
show them the
good one.
footage and they're like,
Yeah, it was a good one.
so again,
It was a good
plug. I'll
one.
put the link in there.
Yeah.
Go watch.
Yeah, we were like,
KCON.
yeah, towards the end of the fight, we had about, I don't know, I didn't know it at the time, but we had like 20 more minutes of the fight left, and Dave's like, "Yo, bro, if you don't do this thing now, we're gonna have to cut the line because it started to get really choppy." When we finally got the fish by the side of the boat, it was rocking,
Dude,
bro.
bro.
We let him loose, and we hauled butt.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, we were
mashed
gone.
the throttle to get back to land.
So we got beautiful footage. We got beautiful footage.
Beautiful
And
footage.
another cool thing that happened out there was the
Poor
poor beagle.
I'm a poor beagle shark.
Dude, we
You
caught
little baby poor beagle
Yo,
shark.
we
It was like
caught
that
this
big.
torpedo.
Yeah,
It
was
looked like a
sick.
baby mako.
Yeah.
A little bit of blue in it.
Yeah.
Pointy nose,
Beautiful.
wild open jaw teeth, and
Black eyes.
we got to tag it and
Yep.
release it. Super cool.
Yeah, that was
So
super
we
dope.
slammed the tuna. We're tripping. We
Yeah.
nailed it. We got the video, dude. So we get out of there,
Yeah.
and it's like literally, it's like get out of Dodge. So we get back to the town, and immediately that night, like I can't remember what time, but it was early, dude. Because remember, like
Yeah,
I'll
it was
just fast forward to the
early.
next morning. Our power went out that night. Because
It was
remember, it went
early,
out early. We were chilling and we're like, oh, well, we're having a camp out and it's freezing. So we're
Yeah.
like in blankets and all wrapped
Yeah.
up. The next morning we wake up. Dude, I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we got
Oh, I
robbed.
super
The
remember.
front door was open.
Yeah.
I walk out because the door, and it's like you came up these stairs, the second floor. Doors open. I walk out front. The whole fence is down
Yeah.
to the Airbnb. And so, there's trees, power lines. It was 100-mile-an-hour
100-mile-per-hour wind.
was clocked like out at the point.
And knocked out all of the power 30 miles inland.
Yep.
From shore to 30 miles. Pretty much half of the state of Massachusetts
Hundreds of thousands of people.
had their power knocked out.
From the nor'easter that we were flirting
Me
with
nor'easter.
to
yeah.
catch your tuna.
Yeah.
So it's funny is I fly in, I land
That
at
was such a
3
fire trip.
at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. We're on the water by 4:30 in the morning. We're
Yeah.
back in by 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Power's out by 7.
Yeah.
We wake up the next morning, no power for the rest of the trip. So that next day we ended up just driving around. We went to like a Books a
We went
Million to watch
Barnes
footage.
and Nobles
Yeah, dude.
to plug in our freaking audio, the cameras and phones because we had no power.
That was sick. That was so sick.
Yeah, that was super gnarly.
So I guess real quickly, should we tell them another story of something that happened, or should we jump into some new stuff? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to flirt with the last couple days, or should we make that just a total mystery?
I think
We've been working on something very magical.
Yeah.
And
I think we're gonna wait so that way we can cover it when it's going on because we're gonna have to do something like this. Like we're gonna have to do
100% just about the project.
on the phone
About that video.
Yeah, like
Let's talk about your overall effort then, because what we worked on the last 3 days was one of my favorite projects of all time as a filmmaker.
It's my favorite right now too.
I have
Straight
made
up.
some
Oh,
cool,
we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
fun, weird, funky, dude, this is probably the top.
Yeah.
But it is just a part of a greater methodical method here for the
Yeah.
Freestyle Fisherman. So
Yeah.
explain that to me. What can the people look forward to here soon?
Yes. So kind of going back to earlier when we were talking about people saying I need to create more music. I hear y'all, and it is happening. I've got an album right now that is, I'd say 80%. I was about to say 90%, but 80% done. And we are going to be shooting the music videos for all of them over like the span of the next month and a half. And then I'm going to drop them one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And once we built up that momentum and you guys start downloading, streaming, coming and showing support on the page, grabbing merch so that I can keep doing this, you know what I mean? The fans give my back. I'm going to hit them again over and
you're
over
just
and
gonna keep
over and
looping
over.
this.
But I'm going for 300 songs over the next 3 years.
But this first round is happening.
yes.
you're gonna
Oh,
run
it's
this.
over. It's done.
So
yeah, it's in the bag.
when can people?
We just got to shoot it.
When can people? I don't want to give them any dates, but we won't even do that. But once you start,
Yeah.
you're not stopping.
No, I'm not stopping. And I'm going to give everybody a heads up. You know what I
Soon.
mean? I'm going to let them know very soon. I'm going to start talking about it here soon because I haven't said anything about it. This is the first,
Yeah.
coming out of the music releases.
And this is going to be staggered a few weeks too, so it should be perfect. So
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
This is cool, man. Dude, it's just for me. Trust the process is kind of like how I live my life now. When I went through my huge transition with my relationship, it changed me. It changed my business. It changed my life. It changed my friendships. It changed my whole world. It changed my faith.
Yeah.
So just thinking about how bad things once upon a time led me to you.
Yeah.
Led me to here.
Yeah.
Led me to the last few days we've had. I've had so much fun with you,
Come
dude.
on.
We've had the most amazing few days.
Yeah,
And
we
so
always do.
I just want to encourage people to just to really focus on what people like me and Adam are doing. And if you really think that you see something that looks amazing to you, just don't sit there and watch and dream about it. Just go start doing things because, just last night, you gave me a fire in my belly. Like I just got started again. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm 11 years deep on the social media game, and the conversation we had last night, it makes me want to go start like it's day one, you know. And so that passion, that faith, I want to say that risk, and that I'm willing to jump into anything to try it. Yeah. Y'all got to do that, man. Just get out there, and man, what a cool life, bro. What a blessing.
The opportunity's there to, when I came out here, this is a prime example. What got me on the road heavily, chasing fish out of state and being willing to drive 30 hours to go catch fish, is because you do your day-to-day, right? Everybody's got their day-to-day, they got their work, and then they have their break time, or they have their Saturday and their Sunday time. And if you spent 8 hours, 12 hours, however many hours sitting by the pool, sitting by the beach, playing at the park, watching Game of Thrones, whatever you were doing, that time you're spending, you can spend that time anytime. You can do that whenever. You get these opportunities where I've got an extra 36 hours to burn on a weekend. Go somewhere and do something. Make something happen.
Pull it off.
Dead serious. Do something, bro.
Sleep in your car. Sleep on the beach.
Yo, watch TV when you get retired. Sit on the beach when you retire. Go hang out by the pool when you retire. Right now, live your best, bro.
Do you know why people don't do it? They've got excuses. And I ran a poll on this years ago, and I had a little series called Daycations, and it popped up on my memories, I think today or yesterday. And the beginning of it, I explained the series. I say, I came up with Daycations because I saw people not traveling. Yeah. They had put themselves in this box. They said, I can't do it. I can't afford it. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And so this series actually worked. I had some people that it really inspired. I had a friend named Cody Cook who went and he started working for an airline and had to go move to another state, had no friends, no family. He's like, you know what? I'm going to start doing those daycations. Yeah. I'm going to start doing those cheap little day trips like Dalton did by myself. He had the most amazing run of trips alone and met people, had fun. And so, yeah, man, people need to just recognize that it is a choice. If it's a financial thing, you need to make different choices. Yeah. You can always hustle for more money, or you can spend no money, dog. Yeah. I can go over to Ocala right now for a tank of gas and sleep in my car. Yeah. And I'm never too good for that. I slept in my car in like 2019 just because I felt like it because I didn't want to spend money on a hotel down in the Keys. Yeah. And I remember I had to work a birthday when I had met Maddie, so it was probably 2018 or 19. Crew was busy. I had to work this wedding. And I remember being like pissed about it. And I was like, oh, what, are you too good to go work a wedding or a birthday? Like, are you too good to pay your, half your mortgage in a few hours? Yeah. So, yeah, man, for me, it's like really just being flexible and how bad do you want stuff? Yeah.
And you know what's funny, too, is like getting back to that. Say you don't have the money, right? I can't go anywhere I don't have the money at a time and say it's pursuing a passion. Say it's pursuing a passion. Yeah. For instance, like fishing. Dude, when I didn't have money and I couldn't travel, I tied knots, bro. I pitched in cans to get my cast better. I read articles about species and seasonal patterns and lure but not did it for 20 minutes. I did hours, bro. Yep. Hours, bro. Hours. So that when I did have the money to go do what I was pursuing, I was ready.
And people don't want to put that time in before.
No.
I have this saying.
You got to get ready.
The worst things in your life happen to you because they creep up over time. If you go make a bad decision today, it's probably you're not going to pay for it today. Yeah. If you don't go chase your dream and you become lazy, you're not going to pay for it tonight. Yeah. You're going to pay for that in 10 years from now. Yeah. Same thing that good things don't happen to people. They go to the gym, they work out, they don't see any results, they give up. Yeah. They go to do their dream, they fish one day, they don't catch any fish, they give up. Yeah. Bro, you know how it went from the beginning. I was so just I almost want to say blindly driven. Yeah. That, dude, you couldn't stop me. I said the other day, God himself couldn't get down here and stop me. Come on. And it's funny because once you get in it, you start thinking more, and then you actually pay more attention, and stuff gets to you more when you've figured it out more than when you started.
Right.
And so I've been trying to get back to my roots and be like, well, what's important? I want to be creative. I want to have that freedom, and I have it. I'm my own boss. You're your own boss, dude. You decide when you write. You decide how you do it. You decide what, and I love that, and I have that. And it's like I can afford an awesome lifestyle with me, my wife, my family. I can just go do what I want when I want. If I want to go make an awesome project with you, I move stuff around. As long as I can do this, that's all I need. Anything after is just a blessing on a blessing. So I've tried to just remember that and focus on that. And like I said, try to encourage people. Not everybody wants this lifestyle, but there are so many people who are just like, I can't.
Yeah.
There's remember the other day I was like, oh yeah, I haven't posted this kind of video because there's too many people doing it. What a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, check this out. And here's the thing is, they may not like the lifestyle, right? But everybody should want to better themselves in some aspect. Me and my uncle were talking about it the other day, bro. We were watching TV, and there were antidepressant drug commercials all over the TV. Every second or third ad was a drug for antidepressant. And I'm like, yo, bro, why is everybody so depressed? Why is everybody so depressed, bro? I understand you went through things. I went through things. Yo, man, I tell you stories that I still have nightmares about myself. I have nightmares about that I went through, bro. Why am I not depressed right now? Because I'm working to better myself. Because I have something to be proud of. It doesn't even have to be accomplishments, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need 1 million views. You don't need $1 million. You don't need recognition from everyone else. If you went and learned a new language, start with a language. Learn a new language. You know how good you feel about yourself when you're able to talk in French? Just because you did that. You earned that. You achieved that. So I think that there's so many people lacking in the world that aren't willing to improve anything in their lifestyle, albeit fame, fortune, health. You know what I mean? Like it's from big to small, bro. Everyone needs to be working to improve on themselves.
Yeah, and I don't want to say a high, but when you're chasing your passion, don't you feel this thing? This like tank getting filled back up.
Oh, bro.
This untangible.
Bro,
and correct
I'm
me if
fired
I'm
up
wrong.
right now.
It's not just the act.
Yeah.
It's the process.
Yeah.
The loading up of the reels. It's early.
100%.
Even the suck. The getting up at 4:30.
Yeah.
There's this thing when it's passion driven that's why we're not depressed. So I took antidepressants so I went to therapy when I was pretty young, like before I even knew what therapy really was.
Yeah.
I was acting out. My parents were
so did
divorced,
I.
and
Same.
so I went through it. And then when I was in high school, my mom took me to therapy, and I was so pissed. And the therapist ended up being everything. He saved my life.
Yeah.
And I won't say who, but he is actually helping a family member now.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's crazy.
That's awesome.
It is so full circle.
Yeah.
Like a younger family member, and I go and I run into this therapist sometimes now, and we just look at each other.
Yeah.
And he's just like, my boy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of people need that person to connect with that they can't.
I always say
inside
that,
their
like,
personal circle, somebody else that they can talk to.
You need that person you latch to.
Yes.
So, like, if you go sit down with my boy, it might not be your one. That's why you
Right,
gotta start.
right,
like, if
yeah.
you go to my church, it might not hit. It might not be your pastor. That's why, with the good things in life, don't give up, man. Go to different churches. Go find different therapists. Find a different doctor if you need to.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that is what it is. And yeah, man, so it's just really crazy because I was on antidepressants for years.
So was
I'd say from like
heavily.
16 to like 22.
Yeah.
And I remember one day my ex's mom asked me one day, she's like, hey, do they work? Because they were asking for some family members. And I was like, huh. I had been just eating them every day for a long time, and they did do work.
Oh yeah.
But then I stopped like tracking, and I was like, I haven't been asked.
Yeah.
Like, am I happy?
And they do work. They do work.
But I thought about it. I was like, what was it like before? And I remembered I was sad, but I was like, I need to get off them and try.
Yeah.
I started weaning off the next day.
Yeah.
I never was on them again. So
yeah, man, that's the problem is they do work. They just don't deal with the root of the problem.
But mind you, over that course of those years, I graduated high school, got out of trouble, I got out of jail, I got off probation, I stopped doing all the drugs.
Roots of the problem.
I got rid of all the things, right? Now I'm dating, at the time, a good girl. I'm in a good relationship.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's time to wean off.
Come on.
And I had started my passion-driven journey.
Yeah, come on.
Business was running, YouTube was running, social. My high was elsewhere.
Yeah.
Same person. I mean, I changed, but that energy, those demons, that need to just kind of, I don't even know how to explain it, man.
Yeah.
It all went towards the passion.
Yeah.
So,
And what's so funny too is that when you dive in, right? What's so funny about it all is that when you dive in and you go all in, you eventually get to the point where you're depressed when you're not writing.
yeah.
Like that's where I'm at now. Like I get
Yeah.
upset when I'm not writing, when
Yeah.
I'm not fishing, when I'm not looking for new spots, when I'm not trying to learn a new technique. Yo,
Yeah.
I like it. It used to be hard for me to make myself to do those things.
Because you were depressed.
And now it's hard
It's
for me
depressing
to
to not
not
do.
do those things, bro.
Sure. Yeah. Which is hilarious.
It's a total
goes
flip,
full
bro.
circle.
Full circle.
So, one thing we do have to be careful of is we are stimulated and we love that.
Yeah.
So we don't like silence.
Yeah.
I'm the same thing as you, dog. I can't be like, Adam, we got to be careful.
Yeah.
Doggy, I be moving all the time.
Yeah.
So what's really good is, example, airplanes are a good opportunity for me to get anxiety, right? And I work and it helps, but sometimes I try to not work and I try to basically force myself to be in that situation, be the person afraid of the spider that's literally going to pick it up and hold it. So it's important occasionally to strip ourselves of what we want, lay there butt ass naked, have nothing to help us, and take it on the head occasionally. It is important. And so my therapist was very against marijuana, and I've used it for medicinal purposes for a long time. And the concept was, especially when you're young, you do have to be really careful, because it's not about if you're doing marijuana or if you're drinking or if you're taking pills, or it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right.
The concept is that you're telling your brain, I don't need you.
Yeah.
I got these friends over here that solve everything.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
Yeah.
So me, you could, again, strip me naked in the woods. I'm good now.
Yeah.
It took years, and it took a lot of discipline. I'm not saying I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm not
Right.
saying it's not going to be hard.
Right.
But I now have the core set of skills to just let me survive anywhere and
Yeah.
do what I need to do. And it took a very long time. It took a ton of just personal growth. I didn't realize how insecure I was, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like why I was so freaked out about like friendships ending, chicks
Yeah.
leaving,
Yeah.
me being liked or not,
Yeah.
and why the hell I cared so much. And it's deep. The problem is when you start digging, you got to brace yourself.
Yeah.
Because the terrible thing is it's way worse than you usually think it is.
Yeah.
It's like you see like some water and you're like, uh-oh. You know it's bad. And then you lift it and it's mold.
Yeah.
That's the reality with most people's problems. They are just identifying the surface level. Go talk to the shred Dr. Corey Howell. I heard up here. Dude, he's going to show you a sequence of events where it hurts all the way down. And you're just hiding it. And your body does that. Your body will focus on one pain point, and then, the rest, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I encourage people to dive in, to force yourself to be uncomfortable, to be in those uncomfortable places, and then lean in at those moments on Christ. Lean in on those moments on your friends. Lean in on those moments on your craft. You know what I mean?
Amen.
And be uncomfortable and be cool with it, and then lean in on the right things. And what you're doing is you're tailoring your brain to the right things. You're like, yo, dog, this is what we need.
Yeah.
This is what's good. And that's how we escaped those bad lives. That's how we escaped those dark years.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
And like I said, we were talking some crazy stories the other day, and I was telling you about some things I'd done and some places I'd been. And as I'm speaking it, I'm like, is this a movie I watched? Or is it, no, this is a life I lived. That's
it feels
crazy.
foreign.
It
feels foreign.
Yo, man, I'm so impossibly proud of you, bro.
You're right back at you, baby.
Bro. Yo, if you guys want to go follow him, I know it's all Freestyle Fisherman, but where all can they find you and keep up with you, bro?
Everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, especially the new stuff that's coming out. We're going to be pumping on all platforms. Originally, I was doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down on Facebook, but only because that's where,
source was.
That's where my source was. That's where I began. And I feel a certain loyalty to the fans that have been rocking with me, man. It's hard for me to put up content and not be able to answer comments and interact with people that are on my page when I've got 4 pages going at the same time.
It's tough.
So you're not going to see as much interacting in the comments, guys and gals, because like I said, I'm going to start doing all platforms. But I just I want to broaden my horizons. I want more people to hear the music. I want
Maybe
this
we
thing
can
to
do
grow.
more Q&As and stuff like this. Or
Yeah.
we take a day once a month and you can sit there and really just dive in and interact
be
with
awesome.
people, bang out some comments, set it up, do like
Yeah.
a live thing. That'd be killer,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that would be killer.
Really interact with your people
Heck
and
yeah.
answer all those
Ooh,
questions.
hear that?
That'd be cool,
You
bro.
about it?
Yeah, bro.
I'm about
That'd
it.
be awesome,
I'm
man.
about it.
So yeah, man, I'm excited. This new video, again, you guys are not even gonna know anything about it.
Yeah, he wants to
but
talk about it so bad.
I do, but what?
Yeah, I don't know.
when
He
it's-
wants to talk about it so bad. I do too, but I've gotten used to like
Oh yeah.
holding off a long time to release something.
Dude, I mean, trust me, I've had to get used to it. It's the name of the game sometimes. And honestly, that new photo I just told you about, that really magical special opportunity.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I haven't even been able to tell people since that originated like 9-10 months ago.
It's burning.
My head's
It's
gonna
burning.
burst. And because we're not there yet.
Right,
We're almost there.
right.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, baby.
And serious
It's
tip here,
important.
guys, to close this out. Rush the process. It tastes and feels pretty similar.
Yeah,
But it's not.
yeah.
That's not faith-driven thinking.
No.
Even if it's a little bit of, I don't know, man, but can I? Dude,
Yeah.
dude, dog, then that's not God's plan. That's your plan.
Amen.
Trust the process. Let it be. That's how we got here, and that's how we're going to get to the next step, right?
Too blessed to stress, baby.
Absolutely. Yo, man, love you, buddy. Thank you for coming on.
Love you too, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to be dropping episodes with more amazing people like Adam J. So hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.
You go check them out.
Chew.